welcome back to Tucson, Arizona. We're at Clark Park. This is the WPH Outdoor Icebreaker number 2. My name is Dave Vincent, alongside David Fink, for this women's third place matchup on a beautiful Sunday morning here as Amy Tuohey goes up against Tracy Davis in this third place match, Dave.
Women's third place final.
That might be the only handshake you'll see
Tracy
between
Davis.
these two, Dave.
Returning serve from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Amy Tuohey. 0-0.
This is what we'd call a rivalry match, Dave. Interesting, Dave. We all know Tracy is one of the coolest and nicest, but she's involved in a lot of rivalries here on the tour, both the Icebreaker and the Race for 8.
0-0.
Maybe just a sign of respect,
0-0.
Dave, for all that she's accomplished.
Point.
Nice first start here from Tuohey. I don't know what you could be upset with, watching this play. Fast, efficient, first strikes.
This is Amy's first Icebreaker start, making the trip from the Midwest, Dave. Tracy in her fourth
0-0.
Icebreaker start. She has not yet won an Icebreaker title. One final.
1-0.
Looked like, Dave, Amy had a good chance to win her first Icebreaker start. She took down Michaela Esser 15-2 in their first game in the semifinals. And then Michaela came back and won that match on her home court. Michaela with one Icebreaker title going for her second here this weekend.
Yeah, I believe she lost that second game 15-12. And it was a nice comeback from Esser.
That's not an easy thing to do. Regroup after losing 15-2 as the number 1 seed to win the match. And we watched that first game, Dave. Amy looked really strong there.
0-0.
It's interesting in women's handball because it seems like there should be more separation in American women's sports here when it comes to handball. More separation in the play, but we'll see Amy go into a final of the next tournament, but not, to lose against Michaela in the semis. We'll have Michaela win, then we'll have Ashley win.
A lot of parity there.
Danielle might be considered the greatest all-around player in women's handball right now, but then it'll toggle to the next tournament where Amy will win. And Danielle will lose early. It doesn't really make sense, but it happens.
Jab Bike, our referee here, Dave. In my opinion, the future star of this sport.
1-1.
Just finished 4 years of college baseball, now transitioning to handball.
Point.
Isn't that what it is? 4 years of baseball is the minor leagues for handball?
Seems that way.
2-1.
Nice serve there.
Point.
Nice rally there. Tracy has struggled with the heat
3-1.
in her past starts here at the Icebreaker. Not quite as hot here this weekend, Dave. We've had the rain. The sun's starting to come through now, but not nearly as hot as the previous 3 Icebreakers that she played.
Over.
Amy didn't like that. She felt like Tracy wasn't going to be able to get to it. Tracy made contact.
3-1.
Amy shakes her head, starts walking back to the server's box. Referee doesn't give it to her, but you see Amy wasn't happy with that contact.
Serve.
I think that's what pretty much started the feud back in New York years ago. That wasn't short, Dave?
It's up to, I can't see up there.
Then call it over. It was short.
You guys have to call it. I can't see up there. So it's side out. Side out. If it was short, it's side out. Second serve. Over.
That ball was short. I don't know why the referee's so far back. Can't he get up closer, Dave?
Side out.
He certainly could, and he'll need to.
One serves 3.
I think Amy and Tracy had some passing words there.
Side out.
That's a smart return there from Tracy, hitting high in the front wall. And if you catch the sidewall,
3 serves 1.
it's very hard to hit the ball long. If you just hit straight on the front wall, it's very likely the ball will carry out.
Point.
That's
It's a
good
miss
point.
hit from Tracy. And Amy a little bit screened there.
4 serves 1. Side out.
Really, though, Dave, on a court this big, there should be very few, if any, hinders.
1 serves 4.
These players are generally separated by, you see
Long.
here, 20 feet, sometimes even more.
You see players and fans and referees crossing the camera angle here. Only a one camera angle shoot for us today on this far court, but we thought it was worth filming.
Did you say fans, plural? I thought I heard an S on the end
I'm a
of that.
fan of this.
Over.
And now we're seeing a lot of contact here. I mean, Tracy had a chance to get out of the way there, right? She hit that from 30 feet away.
She could have taken a step forward, but I mean that was a
1 serves 4.
Amy kind of went a little hard there. Don't you think?
No, I think she had to make an effort to go for the ball.
I
Is that a
think
backhanded overhand kill? I don't know how you
Six,
score
four.
that one.
it worked.
Yeah.
Amy just clips that as she steps in. Almost some contact again, Dave. And
There's
some
more.
and there's an actual full-on push
Right.
from Amy. You see Tracy biting her tongue.
2 serves 4.
They tried to resolve this issue, Dave, in New York, 2018.
Point.
But I don't think it was resolved, Dave, and I think this is going to just
3
ignite.
serves 4.
Some would say it's already ignited. I mean, that last push from Amy was an actual
Second serve.
two-hand push in the back.
Oh, smart serve.
Point.
I don't think you can go wrong with that high serve that doesn't touch the sidewall, even if it's to the right hand. Can't really do much with
4
that.
serves 4.
Not really.
If you keep the serve off the sidewall, just like this here,
Point.
that's the Tracy strong hand, but that ball bounces up quickly over your shoulder. Very hard to
Five serves
return,
four.
and if you do, it's probably going to be a pretty weak shot. And you see there's another one.
Point.
Every time you keep that serve off the sidewall, you're in the driver's seat.
6 serves 4.
Especially when it's up high like that.
Right.
Now, you can take it on the quick bounce, but you lose a lot of control. And you really,
Thank you,
your options of where you're going to return it are limited, right? I mean, you can't really hit it back down the right wall.
Point.
A lot of crossing back and forth, and you see Amy take a quick look at
7
Tracy
serves
there. I'm
4.
not sure if that's to say sorry or if I'm reading into it a little too much.
Point.
Another left-handed kill there from Amy. Tracy had a nice lead here. 7 points in a row now for the Midwesterner.
8 serves 4.
Well, she was down 1-4.
Right.
That wasn't a great serve.
Point.
Tracy hit a nice return there. I don't know if you can actually say you're going for that shot. Overhand
9 serves
spike
4.
in the left corner. Amy gets it for another point.
That's a good return.
Point.
Why doesn't Tracy go for that one, Dave?
I don't know. I saw
10 serves 4.
Amy say something to Tracy as they crossed, and since then Tracy
Point.
doesn't seem like she's really trying. I'm not sure if there's something that happened there,
11
or
serves
Tracy
4.
just realized that she's losing.
Point.
But you have to admit, though, that is actually a pretty good serve.
No, that was amazing.
That's almost one of those serves where you catch it because you don't want to
Yeah.
go chase it.
12 serves 4.
Right. Out of respect, you catch it.
Point.
That one, you can't say that.
Maybe she thought she was going to hit that one
13,
over the
sorry.
fence and just wanted to save
13
us
serves 4.
a ball.
Well, I think Amy recognizes this right here.
Point.
That was nice. She hit it right back to her.
14 serves
Saves
4.
time.
Well, see, the only problem with this
Game.
is
4 minutes.
I think our cameraman missed the handshake. Did it happen too fast?
do you handshake after games?
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
want to congratulate my opponent how much better they are than me.
I don't. You're assuming you lost a game.
Well, yeah.
Well, the first one goes to Amy Tuohey, 15-4. The last 5 points pretty much just given to Amy as Tracy just popped them right back in.
Now, both players had long talks with their respective camps and tournament directors between games here. We'll see if that changes anything. Amy scored the last 14 points of that game, the last 5 uncontested. I don't know that we've ever seen 5 uncontested points in a row on the tour, Dave. That could be a fun fact.
0-0-0.
I've seen you do it multiple times, but I don't think it was on the tour necessarily.
But 5 in a row? I mean, that's something to shoot for.
Just any doubles match.
Well, okay, so that's 42 in a row.
Ooh, Tracy didn't have to take that. Do you think that was going to go out?
No, that was in.
Okay.
That's a good serve.
Point.
Amy's contention is, you know, she traveled all the way here from Wisconsin and wants to play competitive ball, and when someone just grabs it and throws it back. But did Amy kind of stoke the fire a little bit with some of that pushing and breaking the pick? I mean, it's a hinder. You just let the referee call it, right? You don't need to get physical.
Well, there's a lot of psychological layers happening here.
A lot of it happening to me. I don't know how to call it.
Amy, 17 points in a row now. Not a good serve there. So worst serve you can hit in 3-ball is that mid-court serve off the side wall into the strong hand. The chance of winning the rally from there close to 0.
Yeah, and Tracy has such a good serve down the right. I think she was trying to thread the needle a little bit too much there.
That's a great return.
That's a good cutoff, too, from Amy.
Smart.
You know, Amy does have a pretty good paddle game up front, but she didn't make it that time. And that gentleman we just saw on the left adjusting the GoPro camera, he's the one behind all of the filming here this weekend, Shea Lowenstein with the WPH. Doing a great job. Dave, you've seen all these matches. We've done the matches. He's changing batteries and making sure everything stays powered on, doing a great job. I know you want to call him a gaffer, but, you know,
I was going to, and you get the chance.
you found out that it was a disrespectful comment,
Right.
so
I'm never disrespectful, especially not to Shea.
Thanks, 14, serve 9.
you know, Tracy's a former national champion in 3-ball.
Right. Considers that her biggest win, defeating Megan Dorniker there in the final.
You know, she's also made it to the finals of the 4-wall match. And it's more of a testament of her just staying in shape. She's not getting the games in California that she thought she would when she moved out west. That's such a good return right there.
Nice catch.
It's called a scoop, my friend. Thank you.
Referee talking to me here on the sidelines as we do this broadcast. That ball came right into the booth, Dave.
Good catch.
Scoop, Dave.
Yeah. I knew there was a reason you're wearing that baseball mitt. Is that a first baseman's glove?
Yeah, I like to keep the finger out. Ooh.
And this game a lot more competitive than the end of the first game.
I don't understand, though, Dave. You know, you've been in these matches before where a player, you know, sort of tanks at the end. Why do you come in strong? If you're tanking for a reason like you're just upset at the other player, then aren't you still upset to start game number 2? Or It makes me believe that Tracy's tanking of game number 1 was just simply that. Like, I know I'm not going to win this. I'm going to come in fresh in game number 2. Amy looked like she took a huge offense of that.
Well, there's a lot of emotions that are taking place simultaneously in a handball court. And sometimes you just aren't able to cope with what's ever happening, and you tank. And sometimes when you tank, you're able to regroup, and other times you're not.
Sometimes when you tank, your opponent takes offense. To me, I don't mind it in a tournament as much. When it happens in practice, it's so weird when your opponent drives across town, or you have to stop what you're doing to go play on a pre-set up game, and then your opponent tanks when they're upset with themselves. In a practice match, to me, that's more offensive than a tournament like this.
We're talking about practice right now?
Practice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't agree with me on that? Because
I just didn't know we talked about practice.
We do talk about practice.
Oh, we do. Okay.
In a tournament match, we've had it happen, and you're kind of bewildered, like, I don't understand what's going on here. But in a practice match...
Well, in a tournament, we've seen a lot of players tank. It lulls your opponent into a false sense of security. Then you come out the next game, house on fire, and your opponent's not ready for it. But the opponent's thinking, well, this match is over. You've already quit.
Right.
So I quit.
But in practice?
9-2.
It's like, why are you so upset? We're just practicing. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep bringing it up until you agree with me.
I like when people quit.
Well, that's the whole reason why you practice. Try to get them to quit. See, I have nothing to, there's no achievement for me when I go to practice.
Well, it is an achievement.
Apparently it is.
You break them physically and mentally. That's the real win.
In practice.
Anyway.
12-2 here, and there seems to be no fireworks in game number 2. This is the Amy that we thought we'd see in the tiebreaker versus Michaela in the semifinals.
Well, it's a lot easier when there's no pressure on you whatsoever.
Yeah, but Tracy's playing better here in game number 2, at least putting up a
better
fight.
than not swinging at the ball. The only thing left here is the handshake, and that's, I think, what we're really sticking around for. Shea missed the handshake at the end of game 1, so we'll see if he can focus in on it here in game
I don't
2.
think there was a handshake.
Oh, really?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
Here for the handshake.
13.
Tracy scored 4 in game number 1. This is the third place final for the women's. Amy Tuohey returning serve, Tracy Davis serving. This is Icebreaker number 2.
Now Tracy trying to cover the spread here. Got a long way to go though, Dave. FanDuel had Amy giving 6 points total for the match. So Tracy is well off that pace.
And this is match point. And more importantly,
handshake point.
I think there will be a handshake. And there's the 15th. Well, I'm wrong. Nope, there's the handshake. Huh. Okay. I guess Tracy shook off the handshake after the handshake. Amy Tuohey finishes third place here at the Icebreaker. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. I want to thank you for tuning in to the WPH Outdoor Icebreaker number 2. You want to shake my hand, dude?
I don't think after what I saw, I want to.
Okay. More matches coming up. Stick with us.